Ever wondered why your Yorkie seems to have a mind of its own? It's a common misconception that these petite pups are stubborn or difficult to train. In fact, Yorkies are intelligent, eager to please, and can be quite trainable with the right approach. It's not about the dog being hard to train, it's about understanding their unique personality and needs. So, don't be quick to label your Yorkie as a stubborn breed. These pint-sized pooches can be a joy to train if you know how to do it right. First things first, understanding your Yorkie's personality is key. So, what are the typical traits of the Yorkshire Terrier, affectionately known as the Yorkie? Well, these diminutive dogs are known for their intelligence, curiosity, and, yes, a bit of stubbornness. Yorkies are smart, and that's one of their most endearing qualities. They're quick to pick up on new commands, making them a joy to train. But this intelligence also means they can be a bit crafty, figuring out ways to get what they want, even when it's not exactly what you want. Then there's the Yorkie's innate curiosity. Yorkies are explorers at heart. They love to investigate their environment, sniff out new scents, and delve into every nook and cranny. This curiosity is a double-edged sword, though. While it can make training sessions more engaging, it can also lead to distractions. If your Yorkie catches a whiff of something interesting, they might be more interested in exploring than in learning that new trick you're trying to teach. And let's not forget the Yorkie's well-known stubborn streak. Yes, these little dogs can be quite determined when they set their minds to something. This stubbornness can be a challenge in training, but it's important to remember that this isn't a sign of defiance or disrespect. It's simply a part of the Yorkie's character, a result of their strong will and independent spirit. So how do these traits affect training? Well, as you might have guessed, the intelligence and curiosity of Yorkies can make training sessions engaging and fun, but their stubbornness can also make them a bit challenging. This is why patience, consistency, and positive reinforcement are so important when training your Yorkie. In fact, understanding these personality traits can actually make training easier. If you know your Yorkie is likely to be distracted by something new and exciting, you can plan your training sessions in a distraction-free environment. And if you understand their stubbornness, you can use it to your advantage by turning training into a game that they want to win. Remember, your Yorkie isn't being difficult, they're just being a Yorkie. Now, how do you create a positive training environment for your Yorkie? Well, let's break it down. The first step is keeping the training sessions short. Yorkies, like many small dogs, have a limited attention span. Trying to train your Yorkie for hours on end will likely lead to frustration for both you and your furry friend. Instead, aim for short, focused training sessions that last about 15 to 20 minutes. This will keep the training fresh and exciting for your Yorkie. Next, let's talk about positive reinforcement. This is a cornerstone of creating a positive training environment. Our goal is to make training a rewarding experience for your Yorkie, and what better way to do that than with treats, praises, or a favorite toy? Whenever your Yorkie performs a command correctly, reward them immediately. This will help your Yorkie associate the command with positive outcomes. However, be mindful of your Yorkie's diet. You don't want to overfeed them with treats. Instead, consider using small, low-calorie treats, or even bits of their regular dog food. Remember, the goal is to reward, not to overfeed. Now let's move on to comfort. Your Yorkie should feel safe and comfortable during training sessions. This means choosing a quiet, familiar location. Avoid noisy and crowded areas that might stress your Yorkie out. If your Yorkie seems uncomfortable or scared, it's best to end the session and try again later. It's all about patience. Lastly, always end your training sessions on a positive note. This could mean ending with a command your Yorkie has already mastered, or simply giving them a good cuddle. This will help your Yorkie associate training sessions with positive experiences, making them more eager to train in the future. Creating a positive training environment is all about understanding your Yorkie's needs and working within their comfort zone. It's about making training a fun and rewarding experience for your Yorkie, rather than a stressful chore. And remember, a happy Yorkie is a trainable Yorkie. So, keep it positive, keep it fun, and keep it rewarding. Your Yorkie will thank you for it. So, what are some practical tips for training your Yorkie? Let's dive right into it. Training your Yorkie can be a fun and rewarding experience. provided you follow a few simple guidelines. First off, start with the basics. Before your Yorkie can master complex tricks, they need to understand simple commands. Start with sit, stay, down, and come. These are the building blocks of all other commands, and mastering these will make your Yorkie much easier to train in the future. Now, let's talk treats. Treats are the perfect rewards for good behavior. When your Yorkie follows a command correctly, give them a small treat as a reward. This not only encourages them to repeat the behavior, but it also makes training a positive experience for your pup. Just remember, treats should be small and healthy and never overdo it. The last thing you want is an overweight Yorkie. Next up, consistency is key. If you want your Yorkie to truly understand and follow commands, you need to be consistent in your training. This means training at the same time each day, using the same commands and rewards, and maintaining the same tone of voice. Consistency helps your Yorkie understand what is expected of them, and it will make your training sessions much more effective. Another important tip is to keep training sessions short and sweet. Yorkies have a short attention span, so long training sessions can lead to frustration and boredom. Aim for 5 to 10 minutes at a time, and always end on a positive note. This could be a successful command followed by a treat, or simply some playtime or cuddles. Socialization is also crucial. Exposing your Yorkie to different people, animals, and environments will help them become more comfortable in various situations. This can lead to better behavior overall, and it can also prevent fear and aggression. Start socializing your Yorkie as early as possible, and always make sure the experiences are positive. Lastly, don't forget about patience. Training a Yorkie, or any dog for that matter, takes time and patience. There will be days when your Yorkie doesn't seem to be making progress, and there will be days when they seem to forget everything they've learned. Don't get frustrated. Take a deep breath. Remind yourself that your Yorkie is trying their best and keep going. These are just a few practical tips for training your Yorkie. Remember, every dog is different, so what works for one Yorkie may not work for another. The key is to find what works best for you and your pup, and stick with it. And always remember to make training a positive and enjoyable experience for your Yorkie. Remember, patience and consistency are your best friends in Yorkie training. With these tips in mind, you're well on your way to having a well-trained, happy, and healthy Yorkie. But what about those common Yorkie training challenges? Well, let's dive right in. One of the most common challenges is housebreaking. Yorkies are known for being a bit stubborn when it comes to this. But remember, patience and consistency are key. Start by establishing a routine. Take your Yorkie out after meals, naps, and playtime. When they do their business outside, reward them with praise or a treat. This helps reinforce the behavior you want to see. Now let's talk about another common challenge, excessive barking. Yorkies are known to be quite vocal, but don't worry, this can be managed. The first step is to understand why they're barking. Are they bored, anxious, seeking attention? Once you've identified the cause, you can address it appropriately. For instance, if they're bored, provide them with toys or engage them in activities. If they're seeking attention, teach them that quiet behavior gets them the attention they crave, not barking. Remember, training a Yorkie, like any other dog, requires patience, understanding, and consistency. It might be challenging at times, but don't give up. Each small victory is a step towards a well-behaved, happy Yorkie. And isn't that the goal? A happy and well-adjusted companion that's a joy to be around. With understanding and consistency, even these challenges can be overcome. So, let's quickly summarize what we've learned about Yorkie training. We kicked off by debunking the myth that Yorkies are hard to train. With the right approach, these lively little dogs can surprise you with their learning capabilities. Next, we delved into understanding your Yorkie's personality. Remember, every Yorkie is unique, and understanding their distinct personality traits can go a long way in making your training sessions more effective. We then discussed the importance of creating a positive training environment. This is a game changer, folks. A safe and encouraging atmosphere can significantly boost your Yorkie's learning speed and retention. Our practical training tips, from using rewards to maintaining consistency, are your go-to strategies for a smoother training process. Finally, we addressed common Yorkie training challenges, providing you with solutions to overcome them. These should help you navigate any bumps on the road to a well-trained Yorkie. With these tips in mind, you and your Yorkie are set for a successful training journey. Happy training!